I don't care. I don't care what it takes. I do not care what it involves. I will do it. If you tell me that to get this contract done, I got to rappel down the side of this building we're in and walk 16 miles, and only I can do it, and it's the requirement of the project, I don't care. Fine. But first, I'm going to go get some Hokas, some proper shoes, a water pack, I put on my back, sun hat, and something to listen to. We're good. Now, I prepare myself for the work, but I'll never be lazy again. Hey, it's Randall Cottrell, the Curious Entrepreneur Podcast, or videocast. We're seeking wisdom, taking risk. I want to talk about what's keeping you from going to the level of business you want to. And honestly, all I can do is guess, but I'm going to give you best guesses from what I've been learning. And by the way, the only reason I do this whole thing is just so I can record stuff that I think about. Whatever you do with it, that's great. I don't advertise this thing. I don't promote it. Sometimes I want to, so I can refill my emotional bank. But, in general, it's just here. So, what's keeping you from living the life you want to live when it comes to business? All right, let me start guessing. All right, number one, you're scared. Now, some people say they're scared of failure, but I've met a lot of entrepreneurs who actually are scared of success. They don't know to say it that way, but they are terrified that if they succeed, they have to now live at a higher level. They have to lead at a higher level. They have to be more accountable to more people. And also, if they're successful, they don't know what to do with the success. I mean, think about it. If you've never had $1 million, trying to figure out what to do with $1 million is, some people say, oh, I could do that. That's because you don't have a business. But if you've made $1 million in business, you got to start thinking about how do I keep making it? How do I reinvest in, did I pay everybody and all that kind of stuff? Now, winning the lottery is not what we're talking about. This is about working for, getting returns on, et cetera, and making that money. Success is scary. It's a new level of responsibility. As you go higher, I know a guy that's doing 70 million. And we were hanging out the other day, and this guy's like, man, my most valuable thing right now is time. You get this successful, and now you got to figure out how to get all your time as much as possible wrangled in, so you can spend time with your kids and spend time with yourself, and enjoy it. But fear of success is a big thing. Now, another thing that I think is a big issue with keeping people from going to the next level in business or really living out the dream that they have is they feel like they don't know enough. You feel like you just don't have the knowledge to do it. And that's real. Now, this is an easy one to fix. There's only two things you can do. Number one, you can quit whining and being pitiful about what you know or don't know. Number two, you can go get the knowledge. Now, you can go get it yourself, or you can buy the knowledge from somebody who has the knowledge. There's only two things you can do. Either shut up and go back to it and be confident, or go get the knowledge that you're missing. That's it. There's nothing else. Because if you're not going to do those two activities, then you'll never have the knowledge. So, there's nothing else to talk about. If you don't have it, go get it, or quit whining about it. Another thing that keeps entrepreneurs from kind of going where they want to go, access to capital. Now, this one's a little tough. I'm not going to go deep into it, but there are a lot of reasons why you don't have the capital. You didn't save it. You didn't earn it. Nobody will let you borrow it. Credit's bad. Banks are holding back. I gave up all my shame in asking for what I need. Everybody, I have no shame. But I also have the knowledge of what inspires confidence for people to loan money to me, to invest with me. That I have. So if you're too proud to ask, what can I say? Cut your pride. Otherwise, you lose your business. If you don't understand how to present your ask, go get help. Go learn it. But don't let your dream die. I've let some amazing dreams die because I was too proud and I was not ready to make the ask. I mean, wonderful dreams, like good ones. You know what I mean? I should have been a millionaire by age 23. I was doing some really cool stuff. I was making a lot of money. I should have been a millionaire by 23. And then I realized that there were milestones I could have hit a long time ago. And I was either too proud, too lazy, or just wasn't ready to make the ask. That takes me to another important point. What's keeping you from going where you want to go? You're lazy. You are just lazy. I mean, Lord have mercy. Like, people ask me how I do government contracts. And it's because the paperwork, I don't mind doing paperwork. And they're like, well, I don't feel like doing that. You're too lazy to do it. Say say the actual things you want to say. Don't say that it's too hard. No, that's garbage. If you can read, you can do business in this world. Now, if you go to Turkmenistan and cannot read that language, that's a different problem. But we're talking about you who clearly you know how to read. You're doing business in a place where this can work. All right. If you can read, you can do the work that I do in government. But you may not be in government. Who cares? If you're too lazy to do the paperwork, if you're too lazy to go through the process, if you're too lazy to pick up the phone, if you're too lazy to drive, if you're too lazy to do that manual labor that's going to get you to that higher place, that's on you. And do I have sympathy for you? Nope, I don't. Now, you might have some deeper issues that hold you back mentally, like fear, like doubt, stuff like that. And I'm tender for that stuff. But you got to get up and go. You got to get up and go. You have to. Quick story. I was in IT. And as I started to fall out of love with IT, I started just taking IT work. Money was great and I could feed my family. One project I did was what's called a data lake project, where you have to build out this huge server farm for a bank. And they're changing how they store data. I didn't know what it really entailed. But when I showed up to the data center and they showed me almost 200 boxes of 60-pound servers. And now, mind you, this is me. I'm a businessman. I got it all together. When I showed up and I saw those boxes and they said, you need to break down every single one, take every server out, put it on a cart, take it to the location on the paper, put it in the server rack, secure it, and go on to the next one. Y'all, it broke me. It broke my spirit. I was so sad. I mean, I walked so much and lifted so much. Well, when I added it all up, it was like the equivalent of hold on, let's see. Because it was stupid. Hold on one second. I'm going to show you this right here. It was a crazy number. All right. 6 tons in one night. 6 tons of lifting in one night. And I'm like, man, I'm an intellectual. I can, I'm an IT guy. No. I was manual laboring that night. But you know what, though? I had to have this come to Jesus moment where I was like, I could walk out of here. And I don't care because, I'm just a contractor. Nobody's going to say anything to me. But I thought about what I was trying to accomplish at home. I thought about what I was trying to accomplish in business. And As my shoes wore out from walking down this long data center, from lifting, as my legs began to hurt, I promise you, it clicked. I was like, this is where we fail. Like, this is it. This is the moment where you've done the I get to the door dance. But when you get into the dance hall, it's not what you thought it was. And the only way out of there is to finish. And I was like, okay, God, okay. I can be a punk right here, or I can be a man right here. And I made the decision. I'm just not going to be lazy. And I actually sped up. It was weird that night. I sped up, and I was working overnight. Data centers, you can only go from like 10 to like 5 a.m. And I was killing myself. But when I got out of there, I was so proud of myself because I realized that was part of that process of breaking that laziness in me. So now, if I look at the work I have to do, I don't care. I don't care what it takes. I do not care what it involves. I will do it. If you tell me that to get this contract done, I got to rappel down the side of this building we're in and walk 16 miles, and only I can do it, and it's the requirement of the project, I don't care. Fine. But first, I'm going to go get some hokas, some proper shoes, a water pack, I put on my back, sun hat, and something to listen to. We're good. Now, I prepare myself for the work, but I'll never be lazy again. Y'all, if the work is in front of you and it's keeping you from doing what you want to do because you're just too lazy to do it, get yourself together and go do it. All right. Next thing that I think holds people back from doing well as entrepreneurs and living that life they want to live is there is such thing as true ignorance. You just don't know what you don't know. And that's a tough spot right there. But this is what mentors are for. Mentors are there to help you understand what you don't know and how to get the knowledge that you don't know you need. But that takes trust. So we got true ignorance, which is not a negative word. Being ignorant just means that you don't have any clue about what you're doing and what it is you're facing. It's not negative, it's just truth. But there's also trust. Now, ignorance, you need help to get past that ignorance. You're going to need some kind of guide. All right. So keep your eyes open for that guide, that mentorship, that leadership you need. But moving to the next level, when you do find a person, this is good right here. I feel like a pastor now. When you do find the person that can help you and is telling you right, you got to learn to trust them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so Raekwon knows this, but y'all, when I'm in the room doing this filming stuff, I talk to people in the room. Destiny, isn't it crazy when you're at your job and you have the knowledge and people come to you and they ask you for knowledge and you tell them exactly what to do and then they don't believe you? Or they go to somebody else. Oh, Destiny can't know. Y'all, this makes no sense. Or like when somebody says, Raekwon, I need to buy a video camera. He said, all right, buy the EOS 50 Canon, whatever, right? And you go, oh, no. I'm going to get the Fuji, whatever, because that's the one. I trust these Google reviews. I don't trust Destiny, even though that's her job to tell me this information. No. I'm going to go somewhere else. I don't trust Raekwon, even though he's the one doing the filming. He can't know anything about cameras. Y'all, this right here, like, this pisses me off. Don't ask for knowledge if you're not going to take it. I promise to God. Like, don't ask somebody to advise you and lead you, and then you don't listen to them. Somebody asked me that recently. Somebody like, Randall, do you take good advice? Yeah. Like, why wouldn't I take good advice? And then somebody was like asking me to do something different than what my advisors that I pay were telling me to do. I was like, no, why would I pay them for knowledge and then not do what they say? This is stupid, y'all. If you cannot trust, you got to get to the root of that. And if you tell me it's because they're white, we got a problem. We're not cool. We're not cool. If it's a race issue, that's the dumbest issue. Because literally, you're looking at skin color. Well, I don't qualify. This is not a good reference. Raekwon, stop laughing. This is not a good reference, but you know what I'm saying. If you're looking at skin color alone, and it's telling you whether or not to trust somebody, you're just naive. You're just being silly. You got to get down to what experience do they have? Can you validate it? Yeah. Okay, great. Trust them. Move forward. But trust is a big thing, y'all, with entrepreneurship. And I understand it's hard to trust people, especially if it's been a part of your history. You just haven't trusted people. But you won't go where you want to go if you won't trust people. Another thing that keeps people from moving back is your dreams are just too small. Your dreams keeping you from moving forward. Your dreams are just too small. You don't dream. You're not really saying what you really want to do. You're saying what you'd be okay with. Worst case scenario. And I just don't see. I read the Bible and stuff, and it's like always big, you know what I mean? Crazy stuff. Let's walk around Jericho 7 times, blow some trumpets. That's not small. Trying to lead hundreds-something thousand people, hundreds of thousands of people in a circle. I was reading about Moses, and he was like, stick your staff in the water and turn the water river to blood. Okay. Oh, I wouldn't want to do that for fear of embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? But there's some big things that you're asked to trust and, trust people with and trust people for. It's hard, but you got to do it. You got to do it. Maybe we'll cover that at the conference. I'm not sure. How to be trusting. But hey, oh yeah, by the way, they say that a lot of people that don't trust other people are not trustworthy. Now that one's tough. But it's probably true. Now, another thing that keeps you from going where you want to go is you do not know how to treat people. Now, this one should cut a little deeper, some of y'all. Entrepreneurs, if you don't treat people well, you're not going to go very far. Mainly because you got to have people to go anywhere. You got to have team. You got to have friends. You got to have colleagues. You got to have supporters. If you're a people abuser in any form or fashion, it's keeping you from going where you want to go. Another big thing is integrity. Man, that one to me is like really, really special because it's just the way I live my life right now. That's my thing right now. It might change something else, other theme later on, but integrity is like, it's everything. Literally, if people know you for anything, it should be that you have integrity. Yeah, that's it. They know you're going to pay your bills. They know you're going to show up. They know you're going to do what you say you're going to do. They know you're going to communicate if there's an issue. They know that you're not going to defame them. They know that you're not going to do things that are contrary to, what you say you believe and who you say you are. Funny enough, like I know people that are alcoholics. And because I know they're alcoholics, I believe they have integrity in being an alcoholic. And I expect that from them, and they don't change it. If you say I'm the most punctual person in the world, I'm never late, and you are late, well, I got a problem. That's not integrity. I will never say I'm punctual because I'm always late. So I have integrity in that. But no, integrity is a big deal. People don't want to work with you. You're not going to scale if you don't have integrity. Let me say one more thing, and I think this would be it because it's been a while. One thing that keeps you from going to that next level as an entrepreneur. Basically, financial literacy for business. Like, what do you know how to manage the money? Do you know how to invest it in a way to get what you want? Do you know how to leverage it? Do you know how to reinvest your profits? Do you have a financial strategy? Probably the best thing. Do you have some kind of strategy on how to do what with the money to get where you want to go? If you don't have that, unfortunately, you're going to find it very hard to move forward. You know what? There's one more thing now. For men, if you're watching this and you are chauvinistic, you think that women can't help you, you have a problem. The highest earner at this company, in my company, is a female. She drives in 90% of our revenue. And it used to be 100. It's only going to 90 because we're starting to build other revenue streams. I was very chauvinistic. Most of my life, it's just something I saw growing up. Very chauvinistic, very controlling when it came to what women could do and not do. And church I grew up in, women weren't allowed to talk, on stage, and they weren't allowed to do this, weren't allowed to do that. And very controlling around women. And if I did not get rid of that, I'm telling you, I wouldn't be making this video podcast. I wouldn't be making this video right now. I'm telling you 100%. If I didn't learn to listen to my wife, I'd be in a bad situation. Man, being chauvinist and misogynist, it will kill you, male entrepreneurs. And female entrepreneurs, not going to leave you out. Nobody wants to work with anybody that has a chip on their shoulder. Nobody wants to be around somebody who's always, paranoid and pushing you back because you're a man. So it goes both ways. Men, we're devaluing women. Women are just, they just don't trust men, and they gotta always kind of show up, show off. We're hurting each other. We really need to work together. Guys, you need the ladies. Ladies, you need the guys. I'm telling you, go far together. But that mutual respect, you gotta go fight those demons and those bad ideas that have kept you from looking past gender and looking past race, looking past ethnicity and all these things, and keeping you from seeing the value, the truth that's there. That might be one of the biggest things that keeps you from going where you want to go. It's just how you see people. And I cannot tell you how damaging it is to live that way as you try to scale. You will not have time to repair some of those relationships. You mess up one time and it's over. You tell one bad joke at some restaurant and you don't even see anybody there, and that joke gets back. But hey, it lets people know how you really feel. It lets people know that you are racist or sexist or, whatever it is. It lets people know who you really are. Hey, get your character in check. Think about the things that I've said so you can move forward. I'm here for you. I'm hoping for you, but we got to make some changes if we're going to be successful. This is the Curious Entrepreneur Podcast or video cast. I'm Randall Cottrell. See you next time.